Well, during the month of August, in case you missed it, we had a very important event that happened here in Greeley, in downtown Greeley, and that was a visit from Dr. Tsemberis, who was talking to us about the Housing First model. But here to tell us more about that and also what's happening in and around Greeley, we have with us again Juliana Kitten, Juliana, who is Assistant City Manager at the City of Greeley. And Juliana, I know that event was so exciting for you because Dr. Sam is kind of your mentor in the Housing First world.
Absolutely. So he is my mentor, along with many other people would claim that as well. And so he actually is the originator of the Housing First model, and it's considered an evidence-based practice by SAMHSA, and it was his model, his book, his research that they utilized to sort of stamp it as an evidence-based practice for dealing with people, helping people who are chronically homeless.
Right. So thanks to you and many others, Dr. Tsemberis came here to Greeley. And during that time that he was here, it was actually 3 days that he was here. And during that time, he had a workshop that was held on August 17th. But in addition to that, one of the things I want to make sure that we mention is there was also some work in the community and with your team as well.
Absolutely. So he met with the City of Greeley's Foundations team, which is our team that is supporting people, 60 people actually, who are experiencing chronic homelessness and helping them get into housing. And then the real work starts is helping them stay housed. So he visited with them. He gave them some feedback, both about clinical direction for specific people they're working with, as well as kind of monitored how they've organized the team to make sure it's hitting fidelity for the Housing First model. So it was really helpful. He was also really supportive and energized, which was great. We also did several smaller roundtables with different groups in the community. So we did one for just social service providers. We also did one for our business leaders. And then we did another one on Friday after the big event for really anybody who wasn't able to make it to the others or who just wanted to have some more kind of one-on-one discussion and information. They were all very well received, well attended, great questions, hard questions. Yeah. But I was really glad that people were brave enough to be honest and to ask those questions.
Yeah. And that's a big part of making change and to see a difference in the community. Just real quick, I also wanted to touch on the workshop that I mentioned before, kind of the big event as we've been calling it, that was held on August 17th. And that was almost a 3-hour kind of presentation by Dr. Tsemberis talking about that Housing First program, and you had a full house.
We did have a full house, which was fabulous. And I believe our official number was 214 people. And I think the way it was organized, the first part was more lecture and some question and answer. And then the second part was our team presenting some people that they're currently working with and then getting questions from the audience. And it was a way to really highlight in sort of real time what the Housing First model is, because there's some major misconceptions across the country as well as here, and that was encouraging to me actually during our service provider meeting as we really talked about how intensive the services need to be and how it's not just housing, that's actually a very small part of this much larger program, that they all acknowledged and even said we need to stop saying Housing First until we're actually able to follow the evidence-based practice.
Yeah, so a little bit of awakening there, I guess, but that's what it was all about, right? Absolutely. It was everybody learning and getting a better sense of what Housing First is about. So congratulations on that and having a successful event. Now,
thank you for
and switching gears just real quickly, we have a couple minutes left here. I wanted to make sure that we had a chance to give everybody that's watching kind of an update of what is happening with your team and with the department. Things are growing, things are expanding, and lots of opportunities being given to our residents out there.
Absolutely. So the team essentially started at the end of April, and they have to, they're supposed to serve 60 people, because that's how many housing slots we have, or vouchers. And right now, at the end of this week, they'll have 27 people in housing, and this is with private landlords. So once we're up to 60, we are infusing our community with over $750,000 a year to our private landlords. And I will say that many people said it's going to be very hard to find landlords. It's not the easiest, but the fact that we're able to say, we provide an on-call number, we're going to be there all the time, we'll check in with you, I think that helps them to feel a bit more confident. I'm not sure they really had that previously. So, and the team now has 55 people enrolled. So they're doing great, amazing work. I would also say we've hired our affordable housing manager, who is going to be handling the community development block grant, as well as the home grant, as well as working very closely with our other departments on creating, strategies for more affordable housing, which we all know across the nation is needed. And we're also doing a national search for a housing director who will be focused on the other end of the spectrum of housing.
Great.
So really trying to live into that housing for all council priority.
Okay, awesome. Well, our time is up, so thank you so much for being here again, Juliana. I know that your great work is going to continue. There's more things coming down the road, so hopefully that our viewers and residents can make sure that they check in and keep up with what all is happening. Absolutely. All right, so for more information about the Dr. Tsemberis workshop, as well as about the program and things that are happening in and around Greeley, you can head on over to greeleygov.com/homeless and housing services.